Coming back into Port de Soleil, the party was successful in retrieving their items, but they found no new evidence at the Tetsinto Manor after they discovered Marika had vanished, the manor itself appearing mostly abandoned. Now, relatively defeated, the party retreats to the inn, where they are slated to meet Iris later that evening. Silver changes hands, and few drinks are laid out on a table. The parlor is mostly yours, and you've secured rooms for the evening, all under Iris's name. The time is yours.
Well, let's just address the Karak in the room. You never quite told us who you were. Aiden, is it?
Yes? What would you like to know?
Who in Vale's Hills are you?
Yes, and your relationship with Kel, who you continually call whatever it
Lyra.
is. Lyra, yes.
I call her by her name.
Okay, start there. What is your relationship to... And he just gestures at Kel.
We worked together on a subset of the Elfkin Ascendancy's research and military wings for some 20-odd years.
Research into what?
He kind of just side-eyes Kel, like as if looking for permission.
Kel will kind of meet Finn's eyes and just say, "Take a gander, Finn. It's not that hard to guess."
Into void technology, then?
Yeah. Why do you think I have such an interest in it?
Okay, well, I would have hoped that if you had spent that much time in research, it would have taken away some of the mythos around it, but... Regardless, okay, so you spent time researching void technology together. What else?
He looks around the parlor again. It's mostly abandoned, save for like one individual at the bar, and then another couple persons in some alcove table. But for the most part, you are nicely secluded, nicely shaded here in one of the corners at a large, like, circular table. Even so, Aiden lowers his voice. Well, the Ascendancy was pretty, obtuse about what exactly we were going about. Each cell, I believe, was working on something different. We were just a part one of many. Never knew exactly what our work was going toward, but whatever small sliver of it, I think, came to fruition last night.
Dangerous way to conduct research.
Without the one hand knowing what the other's doing, I agree, but I think in terms of this subject, he says, the look saying void, should the left hand figure out what the right's doing, I imagine it would have slapped it silly.
This is exactly why I decided to leave the Oravon Engineering Corps as soon as I was able to. It is impractical, unethical, the way that the Compact Nations go around treating this substance as if it is something uncomprehendable, something too dangerous to trust those who work with it to understand.
You were in the Oravon Corps?
30 years.
I mean, even amongst the kin, that's well-decorated assembly.
And fortunately, they are slightly less secretive with who they trust information with, but even then, it is, call it a vain mission of mine, but the way that it is being handled currently is not sustainable. Things will happen such as what we ran into last night, and chaos and destruction will be unleashed.
If I can be well and honest, then I don't believe the work of last night was on a part of the Ascendancy. You see, upon figuring out exactly what we were working toward, or at least a part of it, Lyra and I, Kel and I, we were both, respectively, transferred elsewhere. Thinking the other had been disappeared or some sort, I eventually did run on my own, and I take it you've all known that Kel did as well. I found my way here through some unscrupulous hands and means, and I was contacted by the Ascendancy once more. But I'm not quite sure if it was them, seeing as they were the ones who, mobilized that thing last night and threw me in whatever death-destined cell I'd been staying in the last little while. I understand you might distrust the Compact and from your own experience, but I don't believe they're involved here. I think whatever's going on is going on under their noses.
How did you come by your other skills?
Care to clarify?
You were useful in the ring healing people.
Well, before I did my stint, I was what you might call a army medic of sorts. Not for very long, mind you, just went through training. But in coming here, having to fend for myself and being put in some dire situations with unkind people, you learn to stitch a wound or two.
What brought you to void research?
I'm not quite sure. He kind of wistfully looks around the table, A little bit of his guard you can see kind of in his eyes being let down. And then his eyes land on Brett again. Don't you ever just feel something calling you?
Is that why you came to Viridian then? I feel like for getting away, Viridian is quite a hard place to get to. It's not quite worth the hassle.
Oh, I didn't come here by choice. No, I skirted Vernaros for a while. Even tried making my way southward to Caldoros, but didn't really work out. Got strapped with one slaver to the next and finally came here. Spent a little bit in some pirate colony across the Pinnacle Strand before finally making it to this damnable city.
So what are your plans now? What will you do?
I don't rightly know. I haven't been able to make my own choices in life for as long as I can remember. Yeah, I don't know. And again, he kind of just retreats into himself, lost a bit.
Well, if there's no opposition from Kel or Iris, it could be quite useful to have you at our base, especially if you have research in the void.
I'll say one thing, I'm no good in a fight. Awful, rotten, straight out.
That is fine, not everyone is a fighter.
But you're right, I do know a thing or two when it comes to void. He'll nod in Finn's direction, and bit of medicine. And then he'll nod at Brett.
We all look to Kel.
Yeah.
She's just been sitting there quietly the whole time. She doesn't necessarily look surprised by anything that he said. There might be like one or two things where she's kind of like, oh, interesting, like I didn't know that. But you might get the sense that she maybe has had a conversation with him that you guys either didn't see or weren't a part of. So they might have already had a conversation about this, but she's kind of just sitting quietly, nodding to herself. When he says things about, I've never been able to make a choice for myself, she kind of nods to herself a little bit. You kind of get the sense that she's kind of in the same boat of like, maybe this wasn't necessarily the path she would have chosen for herself, but this is where she is. And she's kind of distant, like maybe she's lost in her own thoughts. So it might take her a moment to realize that you guys are looking at her. But she'll kind of come back around and you guys are all staring at her. And she'll just kind of shrug and say, I wouldn't mind having him around. Worked with him for 20-something years, and it's the best partner I ever had, so I trust him, but it's a matter of if you guys trust me to make that decision.
I believe he could be worthy of recruitment into the Ironwood Company, assuming Iris says the same.
Now, well, one moment. I didn't say anything along those lines. I'm not quite so willing as to change one banner for another.
No, I would not suspect you would have to become a full-fledged member, but if you would like to stick around, I don't think there would be any... Well, I cannot speak for our handler, but I don't doubt that we for sure could use the help, as Arnor has said.
I'll gladly exchange my services for safety.
Very well.
Were you any good?
Any good at what?
Looking between Kel and Aiden, your research.
I think so. He, again, seems to defer to Kel.
You could say that.
You were his superior, were you not? He says, looking at Kel.
Not really. We were research partners.
We were the same tier. I don't know if you're aware of the Ascendancy's makeup.
Not as well as I should be, perhaps. Regardless, it's time we put this to the test. And how, like...
Oh, no.
you said that it was very lightly packed, and, like, how many other people are there in the tavern?
3.
Okay. But we are fairly secluded in our area here. Okay. Finn digs into his satchel, and he pulls out the most likely piece of fragmentation from this machine they had fought in Marika's cavern basement that he was hoping to examine closer to find some sort of maker's mark's indication of what made this or where this was made. And he just kind of puts it on the table, kind of obscuring it a little bit from outside onlookers with his shoulders, hands, whatever, just keeping it a little close. We need to examine this, find out what we can. I believe extra sets of knowledgeable eyes would be useful.
Judging by the riveting there, just slight on the left-hand side, you can see there's probably a bit of a larger shell casing for a void cell compartment. A large one, at that.
I had made the same conclusion, but exactly what form of void cell or how it was contained, such a magnitude of power, I do not know.
Again, he'll look at Kel as if asking for silent permission before speaking.
This is what we were researching, Finn. How to stabilize him.
And He kind of pushes it a little bit closer to the two of you, and he just says, "Can you tell by the methods with which this was crafted whether it was of ascendancy make?"
No. He looks at Lyra and then back to this fragment, and he says, I make a wild conjecture here, but this doesn't seem to be crafted by hand, as anything of ascendancy would be. You see these lining here, almost as if it were machined, which, as far as I know, anyone in the compact, that's beyond capability.
Does it look, Ryan, like anything that the University of Mainstay could have produced?
Your stint there would have been more, especially focused on void and, theory, and less so, the mechanics.
Yeah, so Brett would have no idea.
You'd have, a very rudimentary, how void is contained, how it's refined, how it's gathered, those types of things, what mechanisms are used in all those processes. But, being able to tell whether something was machine-made or, handcrafted on a blasted piece of a void cell housing, it might be a little outside of Brett's,
It's really not Brett's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Using this kind of additional insight of it being machined rather than handmade, can Finn dig into his past experiences traveling around, seeing different nations' abilities of crafting or wielding void power, and see if he has any more indication as to where potentially this may have come from?
Yeah, roll a daunting lore check. It's 4 difficulty. I'll give you a boost, because the Aravon Engineering Corps is a reputable place.
There, cream of the crop, you see. Oh, crap. I got 3 failure and 2 advantage on that.
No, not cream enough.
The cream always rises to the top.
That's too bad.
With that failure, I'll say you've really got no clue. It's definitely something that you haven't seen before, but with those advantage, I'll say, kind of reiterating that in a different light, it's not something you've seen before on Vernados.
Okay. A drawing upon his extensive reservoirs of experience and whatnot, just huge tracts of land. He looks at the group, but mainly Kel and Aiden, and he just says, I have seen nothing of this construction in Vernados. Leads me to believe that perhaps there is some fabrication or place of wielding this device here on Viridian.
Well, I will say one last thing then on that topic. Just kind of wags his finger at Finn. There was a brief stint of mine here, directly before being approached by, again, what I thought was the Ascendancy, calling back for help, resuming this project. I'd been interred in the eastern reaches, outside of compact lands, by a group of bandits that fancied themselves pirates and void traders and wielders and such. Oh, they were all shite, to be honest. Killed each other more than they ever killed anyone else. But they dealt just the once with something else. Something, well, from Viridian. And these things, these people, if you can call them that, never got a good look at them. They seemed more adept than anything I'd ever seen before. And they took a good half of those men, and I never saw them again. And from that day forward, those boys didn't touch a lick of void. And as soon as they brought us into the city again, Aiden Selk, down below, the kin city in the compact territory, they all but went their separate ways, split apart, disbanded. I think one went raving mad.
At the mention of these people who are adept at void, Finn's eyes kind of flicker up towards Bread and Sirocco, and then back down to this device. He just kind of nods his head slowly. He picks back up this fragment, kind of gives it one more final quick once over, and then tucks it back into his satchel. It seems you have conviction enough to follow a similar mission to quench void wherever it poses a threat. But for now, we will take your support as we can take it back at our base camp. I think there is a equally as scandalous question that needs to be answered, he says, and turns to Kai and says, I would finally like to hear more about this husband, was it?
Sirocco chokes on his drink because this is the first time he's hearing about it.
This is the first time
Right, because you weren't there.
What?
What?
Oh yes, this is a question that we all share. Please, do elaborate.
With beer like running out of his mouth, like wiping off his chin.
I spill a ship,
Yeah,
guys.
no, definitely.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon? Husband?
One of these days, are you gonna just quit playing dumb with us, or are we gonna get this act the whole time we're together?
I'm sorry, but you've been misinformed. Believe me when I say that. Yes, I did have a long-term relationship. I am quite older than, yes, all of you, actually. But, it ended. Now, official marriage, no, I wouldn't call it that.
Is there a reason then that that old woman at the party would have told us that you had a husband?
Is there a reason why you would think that she would be privy to that information if it was true?
She runs in the same social circles as Marika, as do you.
As Marika? Not I, though.
Well, it might be quite surprising that there is someone else for Kai out there. It is her own business.
Gosh, oh no! What a sad guy.
I think Bread actually laughs out loud.
I would like to point out that Kel is the only one that has been even remotely nice to Kai today. Kai has had a rough go of it.
I started it with Bread, and when you start it with Bread, it never ends.
It's true.
Let me just say, Kai will remember this, by the way. You know, it's clear to me that this group is full of secrets. And all I've received from almost everyone here, besides a few of you, and she'll smile at Kel and Sadako, is nothing but confrontation. And so I would ask you, even if that was true, why would I tell the lot of you? I've told you the truth. I do not have a husband, and I never did. Let it end at that.
Bread will hold up his hands.
So you are not seeing anyone then? Most interesting.
I ship it. I'm on board. You've got me.
After sitting at the table by herself when everybody disperses, she'll kindly say to the group that she's going to go up into a room and make sure that she has all of her possessions. And as soon as the door closes, we'll proceed to rage. Anyway, so...
Yes. Hell yes. I was
Doom
hoping.
music sets in.
She deserves a good rage.
She does.
Yes,
It's
she
been a hard
does.
day, and she's been at it like 3 days with these fools. Anyway, so you can suppose she is going to exert her energy in, use your imagination when she's in her room.
Trash the place.
Let off some steam. Yeah.
Conversations concluded, Bread feeling a great need to be useful to someone who is not these people that he's been spending all of his time around, is going to leave until Iris comes back for the evening and just make his little pilgrimage trek to try to find people to help or heal, and then return before sundown.
Sorako will actually also head out a little after Bread. He's not heading out with him. And Sorako is going to head down to the docks and hang out there for a bit. And unless somebody's tailing him, what he does there is his own business. And then he'll come back before the evening.
If Kel is alone, Arnor is going to take a moment to assess how she is doing.
Kel's probably doing better than she seems to have been doing for most of the expedition. There seems to be almost like a lightness to her that hasn't been there.
After visiting with Kel, he is going to write up a report for Iris.
Finn will go back to his own room. He'll spend the rest of the time tinkering, messing around with things in his bag, just making his hands busy.
I will say, with those busy hands, they're a bit more jittery than you're used to.
Shoot. He used his last one. All right. Well, Sorako, you may see a somewhat frantic-looking Finn strolling around the docks area.
Looking for drugs.
Talking to some shady-looking people. And let's just say, if anyone had to check his coin purse at the end of the night, he's probably out about what's a fair amount to get a couple more licks of black sap.
A whole lick?
Yeah.
Like 300 a pop.
All right, so so that's what he spends his evening. He attempts to calm his mind through work. That don't work, so he goes to the docks and secures himself a little lick of sap.
Turns out it's the same dude that Noah talked to earlier.
The same druggie.
He's just back to the inn in time, probably the last one to arrive. Like, Iris walks in, and then he curtails in the back.
After Arnor comes to check on Kel, I think her and Aiden will stay at the table and converse and kind of catch up on the years that they have not seen each other. And if Arnor is free, Kel would introduce Aiden to Arnor as two of the people that she is perhaps closest to in her life and let them converse and meet each other. And everyone else left, so we just have the whole table to ourselves. We'll just chill.
As everyone reconvenes when the sun sets and Iris stalks into this pub, the atmosphere is a little rowdier. There are a few more workers and dock folk here, and Iris just cocks her head toward the stairs without a word and walks up.
We all go.
She leads you to a kind of second-story parlor that is cordoned off. It seems this was also reserved in her name. Similar to downstairs, you've got some tables in here as if it's like a little party area, but she's just gone and rented out the whole space. And someone that works in the tavern does come by, brings up some different jugs of water and jugs of wine as well, and then will hurriedly leave. Iris bids you all sit around a larger, round central table, and she lets out a big sigh, lays her hands on the table, and goes, "Now, I believe last night we had to... Who the hell are you?" And she looks to her side at Aiden, who's like a chair scooted awkwardly in this roundup, slightly behind Kel/Lyra.
I love the idea that she hasn't noticed him till now.
Why would she?
She barely pays attention to us.
Yeah,
That's
true.
so fair.
Hello, I'm Aiden Odd2. I do not care what's your name. Who is this?
He's my old partner from back when I lived in the Ascendancy. We kind of rescued him. It's a very long story, but I think perhaps Kai should start it.
Oh, you said your name was Aiden Odd2? Yes, that's correct. That's it. Okay, very well. No need to catch me up on things. I am well appraised of your situation and what you have accomplished in this last evening. Why don't you all first tell me what you have learned of Marika Tetzinto, and then perhaps we will come together and see if what I learned is of any use to you.
Or we could just cut to the chase and you could tell us what you know since you already know all that we know.
You're right, I did say that, but you didn't. I was just giving you the chance to impress me.
We're not going to, so why would we bother?
Well, the bar is always there for you to reach to.
The bar is in Vale's Hells.
Very low, then, is it not?
Wowee. Man, did we have extra peppers in the soup tonight? Because this is spicy.
Yeah, Kel just like just like clears her throat and is just not looking at Bread and is just not looking at Iris, just kind of super awkward about this.
Marika Tetzinto and her immediate household have fled the city as of last night. I was unable to keep tabs on exactly where they are going, while I was trying to keep tabs on all of you and where you had ended up after the events of the evening. Please, the one thing of information I do lack, tell me that you recovered something from her estate that would point to some ill-doing.
Without really saying anything, Finn just reaches into his bag, pulls out the same piece of equipment that they had been examining earlier, kind of slides it a little bit down the table towards Iris.
She'll take it in hand and then kind of shake her head this way and that and then pocket it. That will have to do for now.
I take it you know what that is.
I know very goddamn well what it is, Phineas.
Care to share with the class?
Yeah, Brett is becoming, Brett's been irritated all day, that is not a secret, but this is like, she has known things this entire time and has led us around by the nose and told us nothing, and then gotten mad at us when we haven't succeeded, and this is like, that's it for him. Like, one more thing of this and he's out.
Blow
like,
up, Brett.
I was just about to say that.
Bread is
Like,
ready.
come on, Laurel, let him have it. Let him have it, Laurel.
Bread is leavened. Yeah. Bread has been rising for 24
Laurel, I
hours
want to
in
see
the
it so bad.
in the proofing drawer and is spilling
Proofing
over.
is complete.
Earlier this morning, I was made aware of a fact that I will share in a moment. And a second thing, I believe whatever you repaired, Finn, at the fort. This device of Aethelward's, or at least their assumed origin. Using my own void collar, I believe I located a second pulse from here in the city, but that was this morning. I went on my own accord to investigate, but I could find nothing, and the void energies had dispersed too much for me to pinpoint any one location. I believe by this time tomorrow, if not already, Aethelward will be gone from the city.
Do you think we have any chance of finding him?
Honestly, no. Not with Marika also on the run, it complicates things tenfold. I would suggest realigning our priorities. Though the lead was not so concrete as Aethelward's, I do have something on Coco Sequeda
Kai perks up at this.
that could prove useful, should you decide to take that course of action next.
Yes, Edis, we'd be very interested.
Unfortunately, it is a shred of evidence that she operates out of Aedenselk to the south. But with Aethelward fleeing, I imagine she too will be gone. And should she also flee, we have no leads on the Vipers.
It seems to me that we get every bit of information about 10 seconds too late.
Try 10 hours.
Try months, Phineas. If you recall, that news I shared the other evening before you came here of Korvakist's death, I've received an update again this morning. The guards who were assigned to Korvak's detail have been cleared of their charges, and the suspicion falls elsewhere.
Where might that be?
Yes, meaning what?
I think it would be best for the continuation of this company's mission that matter stays under wraps until it is more concretely resolved.
Right, great, cool. Sounds like a wonderful plan, not telling us anything, ever.
Is there a problem, Brett?
He just looks at her like, are you kidding me? And then gestures very broadly around the room as if to say, I know that you see the problems. You see them better than anyone.
Look, I will level with you. I want to find the Vipers as much as you, if not more. But my hands are bound in other ways that you do not know, that I am not at license to share. There are secrets within the Ironwood Company and its workings that are best left as secrets. Until need be. Right now, none of those things pertain to you, Brett. None of those things pertain to your tracking of the Vipers.
Are these the same kind of secrets that made the Vipers turn coat in the first place?
I don't know what they found or why they decided to do what they did. That is part of the mission here, is it not?
He will shrug.
So where I see it, you all have two options moving forward. Mobilize tonight and find Aethelward before he leaves the city come morning, or travel south to Aedenselk, where you probably have a day and a half more to track down Coco Silkweather before she too flees inland.
Finn kind of looks around the table. My opinion is this. Every time we enter a new environment, we seem to take at least a day or a day and a half to gain our footing, to put it lightly. I think since we are here, however small this lead may be, or whatever chance we may have, it is better, in my opinion, than traveling to an entirely new city, encountering who knows what along the way. But regardless, new environments do not suit us very well, especially when time is a pressing issue. I think we've gathered what we can as far as information for tonight, find Aethelward if we can, and failing that come morning, we sacrifice another night's night to peruse the streets of Aedenselk for this other member of the Vipers.
Edis, if you insist that our time has been wasted on these quests, so to speak, I suggest then that we split up and cover more ground while we can.
I would have to disagree with you, and I do not believe your time has been wasted, merely ill-appropriated. Moving forward, Phineas does bring up a good point. It is in my professional opinion that you should stay here, so I leave the option open to you all. Aethelward will most likely be, if he is not already, on the trail of this Merikatitzinto. Should you all be able to likewise catch that trail, a confrontation with Aethelward may be inevitable, if you can make it in time.
I'm with Finn.
Considering my thoughts were always to stay here and find Aethelward, I think we should stay.
I agree.
Sirocco? Kai?
Sarako, who was lost in thought. Oh, yes. We stay here and find Aethelward. Is the best course of action.
All right then, I guess I can't convince a lot of you, so sure, why not? We'll stay here and hope to find Aethelward. Well, don't want to waste time? When will we be off?
I assume immediately, because if Aethelward leaves tonight, time is of the essence. So we spend no more time sitting here, and instead more time looking for Aethelward. The question is, where does Marika go when things go south?
I will also preface this before my own exit. I must get going, and I will be taking that one with me back to the fort for the night. And she points to Aiden.
You should take this as well, offering the electrical gun he got from the Marika estate. This was a device that we used to combat the void creature, or machine.
Let me see that.
Arnor will hand it over.
You found this where?
It was beneath the Ticento estate. It is all in my report.
I have not read it, I'm sorry. But I will get to it. Phineas, did you not take a look at this?
I was a little bit preoccupied with the void device, as he was mentioning, and combating that. And then we got flushed into the sewers, and since then, no, I have not had the chance to look at it.
They also had a larger crossbow, for lack of a better term.
And Kai still has that, by the way.
This sigil here, I believe this is aftermarket, something added on, not from the manufacturer, but rather through whom it changed hands. This sigil belongs to the Akam trading family.
That would narrow down our search for who was dealing with Aethelward at the fort previously.
Who's dealing with Aethelward or with Marika?
They could be perhaps providing a means of transportation for her out of the city.
Their exact relationship I am unaware of, so I do know they are connected in some way, shape, or form. Whether they be allies or rivals, it is unbeknownst to me.
Well, it sounds like our best lead at the moment.
Good. Then, get the hell out of here.
Finn will promptly stand up and push his chair in and walk down the stairs.
Brett will follow. I think he's very preoccupied.
If everybody has left, Kai would like to linger behind to ask one question to Iris. And she's okay if Aiden's present, but she wants to rest.
You see Iris priming her void caller and beckons Aiden to come closer and then glances up at you as you're the last one there. Yes, Kayako?
Yes, Iris, this won't take long. There was an insight I gained from Marika, that there was someone who organized this event, so to speak, from last night. Somebody who she feared, and feared more than me. Did you get any information on that?
In my own delvings, no. I do not know who that would be. So, as I said, it could be Aethelward. Who knows?
I see.
So why Aethelward would have something against you, it's beyond me. That is a wrench in such a theory.
I understand. Well, safe travels. And she'll turn on her heel and will follow the rest of the group.
And you hear this like whirling and then like a crackle and then a snap. And then Iris and Aiden are gone.
I'm trying to think of a way for Brett to get away from this group so he can find stuff out.
Do you want to poke downstairs, Laurel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, here's a question. Can I spend a story point to have him just sort of like slip out away from the group and then catch back up with most of them noticing that he's gone, at least until he returns?
Yes.
Great, yeah. So Brett will just sort of slide out away from the group to head to the basement to hopefully find an already dead rat. And if there isn't one, so be it.
As you work your way into the cellar, you are able to corner a live rat.
Needs must, baby. I'll kill it.
All right, you kill the rat quickly and then are left with its corpse.
I think he's... Ooh, sorry, I just had a thing. Bolt of inspiration struck me. As he's doing this, Brett is muttering to himself, like under his breath, almost not aware of the fact that he's doing it. It's just like the rats in the lab, Declan, just like the rats in the lab. And he will kill the rat and then reach out to this entity that he feels much stronger than he ever has before.
All right. The shadows around you grow almost tangible as the stacks of barrels and crates of foodstuffs disappear behind this inky curtain, and you are left in an almost pitch black bubble of sorts. The world around you muffled. You can hear footsteps and voices and music from upstairs, but it all sounds distant. It all sounds slowed. And here, then you feel another cold presence, and it sits waiting.
I'm so scared. Laurel, I'm terrified.
I have lots of things I want to ask you about. Most important one first. Do you know Aethelward? Do you know where he is?
The Viper flees east, trailing the arms dealer.
In addition to this, because you are still actually experiencing the other levels of your power as well, not just this voice, not just this conversation, but also this impression, almost imagery in your mind of shadowed images like being splayed across the inside of this shadowed orb that you're inside. And it looks like splotches of paint, like just being dashed across its surface, of like a wagon and torches and the city of Port de Soleil like in the distance. And you get two distinct emotions, one of fear and one of yearning, like as if something is so close, something you've been chasing for so long is near fruition.
Okay. Can I sense any location markers on that, or like, obviously they're moving right now, so they'll be difficult to catch, but is there any like specific area that we can start? East is very broad.
As Bread ponders that same thing, you hear this voice speak up again, and you're once more inundated with emotions and this imagery of like a marshy looking coast and these farmsteads, and you hear,
The Dusk Coast will provide for them in the night. It will provide for you.
Wonderful. Last question. You know why I'm here. Am I still on the right track?
It's silent for a moment, and then the imagery is washed away of this chase and the wagon and Aethelward's hopes and Marika's fears, and you hear almost this like and very briefly you feel it prying in your mind, and the image that it extracts is the confrontation you had in the forest with the natives of Viridian. And then another image flashes, and it's you using Void to dismember the Myrmidon. And then another image flashes, and it's you coming here, killing the rat and initiating this conversation. And you just feel every hair on the back of your neck and your arms stand up straight, and it says,
You have increased in the magnitude of your sin.
Oh, it's so right. This is devastating.
I understand. What do I need to do?
Are you not afraid?
I am, but I've sacrificed enough by this point to be willing to sacrifice it all.
No. Not nearly. Not nearly enough.
Laurel, I'm going to have you do a cool check. That will be formidable. However, this is just a property that some things in this game have. Like, it has by default 2 reds.
Okay.
So you will roll 2 reds and 3 purples, and then I'll spend a point, and so you'll actually roll 3 reds and 2 purples.
3 reds and 2 purple. I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. There is truly no way I succeed on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade.
Do it, baby.
You're gonna roll a triumph. I believe in you.
3 failure, 3 threat, 1 triumph.
I told you
got
did
it!
a triumph. You're welcome.
There is a triumph in there. Okay.
You're fucking welcome.
you are almost floored with dread at the start as this just like icy feeling comes down from the top of your head and spreads through your neck and your chest. You can feel the pulse in your fingertips as it is showing you this image of what you saw the other night. And then part of you, some guileful little bit, is able to just reach an inch beyond. And the darkness that you saw that evening while you protected Finn and Sirocco is gone.
Ooh.
And you see the face of the thing that you confronted there, that spoke to you in a tongue you did not know, and laughed at your own attempts at void magic. And you see a creature with slitted eyes and curling horns and fur covering a mostly humanoid face with a flattened nose and a sharp chin and jagged teeth. And you see it for just an instant before this entity realizes what you did and strikes you.
Fair. I don't think it was intentional that Bread did that. I think it was like pure reactive instinct survival mechanism, but still happened.
As it lashes out and you are almost ejected from this space, you gain 4 strain as you get blown back and you're in this cellar once more, feeling the brunt of its anger as your experience dissipates. I'll go ahead and flip over a point. As you come to your senses, you hear the tiniest little scuttle of mechanical feet, like a little spider, that then turns from looking at you to then up the stairs and then scuttles away.
I don't know. I don't think that Bread is in a state of mind to think through what that means in this moment.
He probably thinks it's just more part of the hallucination.
Yeah, this is like he just confronted a like cosmic abomination, but also has been reconfronted with lots of other stuff that, yeah, it was a bit of a wake-up call. So I think he just kind of like shakes that off and will head upstairs, and then at the top of the stairs realize what that means and see if he can grab the spider, but it's totally okay if it is already too late for that.
It's long and gone.
Okay.
You really nowhere else to go but shuffle your way outside to the waiting party.
He'll go. I think it is noticeably 180-degree turn from where he was mad at Iris upstairs. It is like silent, extra pale. He was pale before. It's like transparent now. Sullen, silent, totally different than he was before.
As Bread emerges out from this door, kind of the rest of us just finalizing some plans, talking through where we're going to start searching, Finn sees Bread and just kind of says, "Oh good, you finally joined us. Are you ready to sacrifice it all to find our dear friend Aethelward?"
Oh.
Son of a bitch.